Hello everyone, welcome to another video of TT Passion. My name is Vincent, and today in this video I'm going to share with you my gluing process of the Phan Zhendong ALC. So some of the items that I have prepared for this video is the blade itself, the rubbers that I'm going to use. For this blade, I'm going to pair it with Dignics 09C on the backhand and Dignics 80 for my forehand. And the glue that I'm using here is the DHS number 15 glue. And you will need a sponge and the cutter as well. So later on, I will also be using this roller over here to roll the rubber onto the blade after the glue is dried out. So now let's get started. Okay, first I'm going to just move the items aside first so that I have a clear space to do the gluing. What I will do first is I'm going to start applying the glue onto the blade and the two rubbers here. So for the blade itself, the Phan Zhendong ALC, okay, the one I have here is new, so I'm going to start applying the glue. Okay, so getting the glue ready. How much glue to apply? Basically, for myself, normally I put about the size of a coin. Okay, just maybe about 2 cm diameter wide. Okay, so put some glue on the wood first. Okay, and I will start spreading the glue now. So as you spread the glue, just go along the lines, the grains of the wood as well, so the glue can be absorbed more uniformly onto the blade. Okay, so I have my forehand side of the blade with glue over here. So this glue that I'm using is white base in color. It's a water-based glue. So once the glue is fully dried up, you will see that it turns from white to transparent. Okay, so we will put this blade aside first and we'll start applying glue to the other two rubbers. So I have got a Dignics 80 over here, black in color, because I'm planning to use it for my forehand. Let me start to apply the glue first on it. The amount of glue is the same as you would for both the wood and the rubber. Okay, so try not to overdo it. If you put too much glue, you will have the issue of trying to get rid of them later on. So if you put too little, that's fine, because you can always just add a little bit more glue to start spreading it to the areas that you do not have glue on. So same thing, I will spread it from a uniform direction, left to right. Just make sure you reach all the edges of the rubber. And for this side, I will just turn it over and make sure the glue reaches the end as well. Okay, if you want, you can also place it on the table, so it's actually easier to spread the glue. Some viewers actually has asked me before, how many layers of glue do we actually need to apply? It's really down to individual preference. For myself, I would just apply one layer. I think that's sufficient. So now we are done with Dignics 80. Let's put it aside for it to dry. Okay, next will be the Dignics 09C, red in color. And same thing, let's start applying the glue for this rubber here. Okay, once that is done, all we need to do is just be patient and wait for the glue to dry. This will typically take at least about 15 to 30 minutes depending on the environment that you are in. If your environment is more humid, usually it takes slightly longer. So let's come back again in a short while, and we'll start to apply one side of the glue so that you actually can start to paste for the forehand, which is the Dignics 80. Okay, so now the glue has already dried up. I'm going to check the weight of the blade before I start applying the rubber. So the Phan Zhendong ALC I have here is about 90 grams before applying any rubber onto it. So now let's put the weighing scale aside and prepare to glue the rubber onto the blade. Okay, so some things to take note. Make sure you place the blade handle outside the edge of the table. So later on, as you roll the rubber onto it, you do not exert too much pressure and start to break the wood that you have. So now I'm going to start to apply the forehand rubber first. Okay, so after placing the rubber onto the blade, you just need to gently roll back and forth. Okay, don't have to apply too much pressure because you don't want to be spreading the rubber, causing the pimples of the rubber to expand. Okay, and that's not the whole point. So what we want to do is just gently roll the rubber, enough pressure to make the rubber stick onto the blade. Okay, so once we do that, we can turn it over. Okay, and we can start to cut the rubber. So in this video, I'm going to use a cutter over here to cut the rubber. So for the cutter, things to take note is that make sure it's a new piece of blade so that it's extremely sharp and it's easier for you to cut the rubber without having any jagged edges later on. Okay, so it's always easier if you place it in an angle whereby it's easy for your hand to maneuver around. So over here, right now, okay, I'm going to move this to a comfortable location which I can actually stand and twist easily. Okay, which is the edge of the table. Okay, so over here is a place where I can actually stand and twist more easily if I need to. So I position the blade in a manner whereby I can cut it easily. Okay, so let me adjust the camera so that you can have a better view. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I will start off with one side, and the idea is to just go one full circle around the surface of the blade. Okay, so your free hand, you can actually use it to hold the blade in position. Okay, so if your blade is really sharp, your rubber should be able to come off easily. So seems like this part I didn't cut it well enough, so let me do it one more time, just to make sure everything is cut nicely. Okay, so now we have the forehand rubber being cut nicely onto the blade over here. Okay, so what we are going to do next is to apply the glue on the backhand, and we can actually start to paste the other rubber onto the backhand of this blade over here. Okay, so same thing, let's start to put the glue, and then we can wait for the glue to dry. Okay, so now we just got to wait for the glue to dry up, and then we can start to apply the rubber onto the blade. Alright, so now the glue for the backhand is dry as well. We are going to start to apply the Dignics 09C onto the blade. Okay, so position it in the center and we will start to roll it over. Here we go. Okay, for Dignics 09C, you can also remove the film. Alright, before you cut the rubber. So it's actually easier to cut it later on without the film on. Okay, so same thing, put it by the edge of the table and prepare the cutter, and we are going to do a nice cut over the blade. Here we go. Alright, so we have the Dignics 09C nicely stick onto the blade as well. So we have both sides of the rubber. So in my next video of the Phan Zhen Dong ALC, I'm going to test out the blade, and then we'll do a review and share it with all of you. And once again, thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you will give me a like, share this video, and even subscribe to TT Passion for more awesome table tennis video content. Thank you and goodbye.